with me, your Father, and all mankind. I give you my whole self, that you may grow in me, so it is you, Lord Jesus, who lives and works and reigns in me. Resolution today. Bless us, O Heavenly Father, and grant us grace for us to say without offending thee. Amen.
A keen corporate spirit is engendered, and a caring attitude in keeping with Christian ideals fostered and developed in these gatherings. 9:15. And we're down straight away to the business of the day in the classrooms. Here we're going to observe a lesson on English literature. As you can see, there is rapt attention to the work being studied.
But the cross-channel steamer stayed at the quay. The vessel was crowded and there weren't enough seats for lunch, and not enough food if there had been seats. Nobody could tell them what they were stopping for, although it was a pretty safe guess that it was a submarine.
However, there are exceptions to every rule. We find the occasional student who feels that he must consult with his neighbour and put an alternative point of view, as our young friend at the back is demonstrating.
We had to take a taxi to the station and wait for the next train to Paris. At about 9 o'clock. It was a stopping train, crowded and running very late. It was after 1 o'clock when they finally did get to Paris. They had 18 hours over a journey that takes 6 in normal times. Howard was tired, very tired indeed.
Can I stop you just there, Jeanette, and ask you now, can you tell me exactly what we have learned about Mr. Howard from the beginning of the story until now, where he's on his journey into France?
Mr. Howard was an Englishman who lived in London. He took children over to France during the war.
9:50. It's all change. And here we journey to the botanical gardens of Our Lady in St. Bede.
Toad, if you look at it, very dry skin, lots of pimples, and it crawls when you put it down. That is a frog. Smooth skin, damp, and it jumps. Now if you put them together, if they'll stop still for a minute or two, you'll be able to see the difference between them. Whoops, lost it. Come back. Now then, they're both insect eaters, they're both meat eaters. One crawls, one jumps. Now have a good look, because I never want to hear you calling frogs toads again. Is that clear? Sure. Good. This one crawls all over, likes warm places. This one likes damp places. Now you'll find them in those conditions all the time. It's all right, Melvin, he won't touch you. Now he'll just hop away and we'll put this one back in amongst the soil so he can go catching insects. Now what we're going to do is start hoeing. Thank you. By now you should know the difference between all the different weeds around here. There's a lot of buttercup. Look, here. Come here, Melvin. This one, creeping buttercup. That's got to come out. This one, dandelion. And this one, the little blue one, speedwell. Get your hose. I want you to start over there and work your way round to here. Let's get to work. Yes, you can borrow that one, but if I need to hit someone with it, I'll get yours. Melvin, be careful with that.
That's secondary. That used to be a very small hive, and we had great worries about it over the winter because it was so small, but there's a very active queen in it, and she started to lay an enormous number of eggs, and you can see from the numbers that are coming out now, the population of that hive's built up tremendously.
And it comes out like that, here, to work. Don't forget, Burns, it needs a bit of energy as well. You've got to put a bit of muscle behind it. That's looking nice over there, anyway. Right, get down here amongst these chrysanthemums over that side. Spread yourselves out along there. Don't be half-hearted at it. Come on. Work. That's what you're here for. Have a look. Just work your hose. Don't try and use it as an excavator. Use it as a hoe. And just ease the things out. Look, you can see around there. How you can take it in like that. Can you smell that horrible smell? Well, someone's been in amongst the Tagettis, disturbing them, because that's what they smell like.
10:25, morning break. The chains are cast aside and the floodgates are opened. Observed tomorrow's Kevin Keegan's and Ian Botham's practicing their skills in preparation for their country's call. 10:45. It's back to the classroom. Not the classroom of your day, mums and dads, but one into which the wonders of technology have been introduced. This is a French laboratory. French was never like this. We have come a long way from the days of la plume de ma tante sur la table. Conversational French is enhanced by the presence of two lady teachers who are French nationals.
You have to say, non, Monsieur Marceau a une veste neuve.
Non, Monsieur Marceau a une veste neuve.
C'est bien, écoutez tout le monde, répétez. Vas-y, non.
Non, il y a une veste neuve.
Numéro 7.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a pour les filles?
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a pour les filles? C'est facile.
We move into the maths department and the world of computers. Your children have every opportunity to prepare themselves for the complex push-button world of the future.
Right, now, what do you want to do? Do you want to rotate it, reflect it, translate it, share, enlarge, record, delete, or buy? What are you going to do, Sue? Go on then, we'll rotate it. We're going to press star. Rotate. No, that's it. Let's return. Now press it again, because it sometimes does that. No, press the ROT again. Sometimes go a bit funny when you first go. Right, now, so look at now. Watch your center rotation. On the easy one. What about the angle? What are you going to do for the angle? Right, good. Right, now you've got to do another one. Let's do. Don't rotate it this time, just do another one. What are you going to do this time? Right, translation, right, yeah. That's a TRA, I think it is, yeah. Nice, return. That rubs it out, you see. Now you will select your translation. Do you know what that means? Well, it's called, it's like coordinate, really, isn't it? So where you're doing the original triangle, the original square, where you're going to move to what direction?
Right. These are the numbers across the top right and the ZX81. Sometimes they're different on other computers. They have the keypad here.
What are you doing?
I explained to him how you operate the ZX81 and the layout of the keyboard.
You type the program in, you showed him how to type the program?
Yeah, typed the program in, he's about to run it now. So I'm
Go on, Andrew, have a go.
Right.
So you're making mistakes first time round. Well, that was easy.
Right. What do we do now? It's got an L on the screen, so that means it's asking you for something. And it's in doors there on the screen, so that means it's asking you for a letter, not a number. If it was a number, it'd just be on the L on its own.
Right, we call that input. Right. You obviously the
So
word
you input a single
self-explanatory,
letter.
isn't it? Input means.
And then you type new line to get it going on the computer. It's printed on the screen, and now it's asking you for a number, the L on its own.
Calling all fathers. Have you had trouble with your child's maths homework? Well, here is your chance to catch up. Here we see a maths lesson for pupils preparing for the Advanced O-Level certificate. This is the one which follows the normal GCE exam and is a stepping stone to A-level maths.
Yes.
The sale accepted, just alternate signs and negative one.
That's right. They're the same, virtually the same way through, except that every time we have an odd power, we're getting a negative sign in the second expansion. So if we were to take that and add it to this, those odd terms, that one, those two would disappear, that one and that one would disappear, right? Now look at the thing on the paper we have to show. We've got to show that a half of 4 to the n plus 2 to the n is equal to 3 to the n plus n minus 1 over 2 times 3 to the n minus 2 plus n minus 1 n minus 2 n minus 3 over 2 times 3 times 4 3 to the n minus 4.
I never knew that Greek was so easy. 11:55, and now for a quiet meal. The morning's labours are over, and hungry tummies are crying out to be satisfied. If, as has been said, an army marches on its stomach, our little army should be able to march for miles on the excellent fare which is available. The choices are varied and very appetizing. The standard price for a meal is 45 pence, although children are at liberty to purchase items in excess of this limit if they so desire. Weight Watchers will get a cool reception here. But later you will see how we can remove the excess poundage. School life is one of perpetual motion. Here we see one of our many gifted young musicians receiving personal instruction.
What did you do then?
You just said do it how I've done it recently. Out of the other bit.
Okay, and also softers.
What's his flute?
All right, but down when it says pianissimo, exaggerated. All right, you're playing out nicely when it's fortissimo, but he's mentioned that to you, hasn't he? Once more.
So, there's nothing else for it but to do it again. We come next to our choir. We're very proud of our school choirs, which have gained many festival successes. As you see, we have an attractive chapel, which is a valuable feature in the spiritual development of our children. educating the mind to educating the body. 12:55, preparing for the afternoon session. Every child has a golden opportunity to learn to swim, a vital necessity, and our pupils are more fortunate than others in this respect because we have our own swimming pool on the premises. Bronze, silver and gold awards for personal survival have been gained by many of our pupils. And now we shall see how that excess poundage inflicted by those cream buns is counteracted. All children have the opportunity to participate in both formal and educational gymnastics. Gymnastics is the springboard of physical preparation for all major sports. It teaches balance and coordination, which are key factors in all forms of physical activity. You are about to see our athletics team put this to practical use as they compete in the Catholic school sports at Clareville Stadium, where they power their way to victory in exhilarating style. This particular race is the 4x100 meters third-year boys relay. Just watch them go. A great victory for our school.
In third place, with 122 points, Newland School. In second place, with 150 points, St. Michael's. And in first place, with 157 points, Our Lady.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, 1:40. The day progresses. We proceed to Constable Country, Our Lady in St. Bede Art Department.
Light and shadow situation to create form. Now don't put your paint on too thickly. Remember what we talked about last week, the way you get these overlays of colour to create modelling of the form. So you're building up the whole composition in stages, but not ignoring any other parts of the paper. So you're putting that colour on too thickly at the moment. Okay, you want to thin it down in the water. Alright? And you want to build up the whole area of that rather than separate little pieces. Okay? Yeah. Work it there as well. We've got some more movement. Anybody got any problems?
We move now from the beautiful creations and fantasies of the art world to the wonders of science. Here we see a practical demonstration of the dangers inherent in mixing oil, fire, and water.
Now, if that happens in the home situation, what you don't do is you do not panic. And we see the effects of a panic situation, putting water on the flame. Now, if that happens in the home, really disastrous consequences can occur. Also, what you don't do is you don't rush out and try and throw it away outside. Rushing out can cause the flames to blow back at you, and people can be seriously injured. The easy thing to do is, you won't have one of these handy, but it just shows the principle.
We see next an experiment involving the use of clear sulfuric acid and sugar. A considerable period of delay ensues, which is followed by spontaneous combustion of the mixture. There are lessons for us all to learn in dealing with inflammable materials at work, at home, and particularly on occasions such as November the 5th.
Which you're not allowed to use unless given specific permission, and it's a colourless looking liquid. Might seem to be quite harmless, but it's concentrated sulfuric acid. And we've got this colourless liquid to the white side, and we should get a chemical reaction. Not a great deal is happening at the moment. The witch just turned yellow. If you observe closely, you'll see the change becoming more apparent. It's going black and not quite as good as might be able to say. But that illustrates another point about chemical reactions. Don't assume that there's nothing happening. It may well be that it's a little bit slow. And you go and approach it and just watch what happens.
The results of that experiment are clear for all to see. Next, you will see the pupils disperse to conduct their own experiment in identifying oxygen.
Sir, is this... Sir, yes. Is this magnesium dioxide?
Yes.
Which one are you doing? The second one?
Where is he?
He's gone. Where is he? I've got that for you. Did you ring her? Excuse me. Push it.
One over here. No, you want to dispatch it. Are you ready to do this?
.215, and there is still much to do. We have excellent facilities for the teaching of design and technology. Here you see the spacious workshops in which both boys and girls receive tuition in manual crafts. Simultaneously, in the metalwork bay, the children are being taught how to mould aluminium numerals.
Parting powder to stop our numbers sticking to the casting sand. We have one hole, as you can see, cut, the metal to pour in. The two channels that we've cut there are the gates to allow the molten metal to flow in and through the numbers. We have another channel for the metal to rise out. If we now assemble this carefully, the top half of the mould, the bottom half, it is located, as you can see, with the locating pins. From here, if one's moving onto the sand bed, so we're ready to cast it. For that, you'll have to move further back in the workshop for safety.